what's really important to me, as Representative Harris mentioned, is to make sure that we elect a true progressive in the United States Senate. And the issues that I've been in favor of and my opponent is vehemently against, to me, aren't political. To me, they're based on fairness and equality. And when I think about an issue like the Defense of Marriage Act, something that we need to repeal immediately. I've said that. My opponent said he's against repealing it. When we talk about issues like the immediate repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, something that I'm in favor of, the fact that we have men and women who are willing to fight and die for this country, and we're going to stand here and tell them they're not good enough. The fact that we've lost 13,000, we've kicked 13,000 men and women out of the military who want to serve our country, even though every other country does it the right way, even though our generals and our defense secretary says it's time to move on. To have my opponent say he's against the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell is astonishing and offensive to me, but that's his position. When we talk about true equality, you hear some people say, well, we'll find a way to talk about something else, or we hear some people say, well, maybe we can find a way to talk about civil unions or find a way to deal with it another time. I am proud to be the first Senate candidate to run in the state of Illinois to be in favor of full marriage equality. And it's sort of funny to hear people come to me and say, that must have been a tough decision. You must have spent a lot of time thinking about it, and is it a tough position for you to take? And I said, no, it's an easy decision. And I don't know why it's so hard for so many other people. Guys, this is about fairness. This is about treating everybody the same. My parents raised me to treat people with equality, with fairness, and so that everyone in this country has equal rights. That if my fiance, who's here tonight, Tara, say hi, everybody. You may not have seen her because she was a little late tonight, but there's a beautiful fake smile. I'm sorry. But if my fiance and I tomorrow can go to City Hall and get a marriage license and have certain financial rights, certain pension rights, certain hospital visitation rights, who are we to deny two people who love each other, who live together, who take care of each other, and just want to make sure that they have those same rights? The fact that there is not full marriage equality, to me, is offensive, it's discriminatory, and it's a policy that needs to change. And when I hear people say it's too tough a decision, let's look at it later, let's look at it down the road, I'm going to tell you this. There will be a time in the not so far away future. Maybe it's 5 years, maybe it's 10 years, hopefully it's not 20 years. We're going to look back at this issue and be embarrassed and disgusted at the fact that we didn't let two people who love each other get married. It's as simple as that, folks. But as Art can tell you, this is not an issue that's going to be easy. It's going to take leaders who are willing to stand up and make what for them may be tough decisions. It's going to take all of us to get engaged in campaigns and support individuals who support these ideas. It's going to take leaders who are willing to get into the U.S. Senate, to get into the House, to get in leadership positions in Springfield, and aren't just going to make their positions known, but are going to work to talk to other senators and other legislators, not only to let them know it's okay to do this, but to be leaders and to get them to act immediately. And if we do that, if we can continue to passionately get behind elected officials who are willing to fight every single day, then not only are we going to move this state and this country forward, but we're going to look back one day and tell our kids, our grandkids, our friends that we were a part of something very special, that we were the ones who were leaders. We were the ones who stood up and followed leaders like Tom Tunney and Greg Harris and Deb Mell and Art Johnston, who were willing to be true public servants and true leaders. That's all that people want. And that's why this race is so incredibly important. We have a stark contrast between myself and Congressman Kirk. But it's going to be a close race. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out street fight. But I'm telling you, if we can get enough people out to vote, if we can talk about character and principles and equality and the importance of true leadership, then we're going to win this race. We're going to make history, and we are going to have one hell of a party on November 2nd.